Hello everybody, I'm so glad you stopped by. Welcome back to A Talk on the Town with Marilyn K. Dorlac. I'm so happy that all of you guys are just constantly in tune with my show. We started way back in 1998, and you know what? We're still doing it. Now that I've got my show, I'm able to go all over the world. I was actually over in Germany a few weeks ago, and I have some segments of that show that I'm going to bring back to you. We are just taking a talk on the town with Marilyn K. Dorlac. We're taking it all over the place, and I want you to see all kinds of things because it's all about what's going on in the world. And I'd like to let you know that we are planning some wonderful footage down in the Bahamas. We're going to be over in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. We're going to be going all over. So I want you to stay tuned with Talk of the Town with Marilyn K. Dorlac. Now, basically today, our show is going to be about, I heard a guy talking to me, talking about some very interesting things. He said to me, "Do you know that there are people that actually eat snakes?" I said, okay, I've heard of that. They actually, from what I can understand, they actually go on the Mojave Desert. They go all over looking for these snakes, and they've got a way to catch these snakes on a long pole with a hook. They actually catch the snakes, and they cook them, they skin them, and they eat them. They say they actually taste like chicken, kind of a rabbit, real sweet, really good, delicious flavor. And I've heard of it, but I have yet to try it. If anybody out there has tried snake, call me. Go ahead and contact me via native_Amazon@USA.com. That's my email. And I really love to hear from you about that because it sounds kind of interesting. Do you know there's also over in Africa and other parts of the world where they eat actually ants, chocolate coated ants. They eat the ants are gathered together, and they have this they have a nice big pot of chocolate, and they just sugarcoat the ants, and they say they taste really delicious. They're these big ants. They're big, and they actually are fighting soldier ants from what I hear. And if anyone has heard the story about the fighting ants over there in Africa, I'd like for you to email me. And we're going to be talking about different types of fruits and vegetables that are gathered all over the world. And I'm going to be bringing footage to you about the natives there were some natives that were found over in a part of the world that they had never heard of before. And they were actual natives that were just completely oblivious to a helicopter. They were actually taking their bow and arrows and shooting at it just like any other native would do. But I was just really captured by that because I just couldn't believe that. But that's just the way it is with natives, They're uncivilized, and it would be nice to just get in a plane and try to find other places where you never heard of civilization at, and just see what's there, because there's actually different kinds of fish that have never ever been seen by the human eye. And just to find different kinds of things like that. The Atlantic Ocean is a huge ocean. And there's just so much stuff out there. We never have seen the amount of different types of species that is in the ocean. And basically, there's a lot of different type of animals out there in the jungle. I was going out there. I was one day I was out there in the forest. And the way I got out in the forest was that I actually went on a trip, and I had talked to my father and my family, and we all just took a trip out to Africa one year. And it was just a beautiful trip. We stayed there for about 3 weeks, 3 weeks and a half actually, and we just wandered, and we had these people from Africa tour us around, and it was just the most beautiful, touching experience that I had ever experienced in my entire life. But I'm just thinking about the forests that are out there in, say, different areas of the world. And to see this man on TV, I Shouldn't Be Alive was a wonderful show. If you probably have seen it, but the reason why I'm mentioning it is that they eat all kinds of gory animals. And on the desert, if he happens to be stranded, like he'll just grab and eat a little bit of cactus, but he pulls the thorns out. Thank God, right? And he'll cut the cactus open and there's water in there. Or he'll see a little worm. After cutting slices of the tree, he'll pull a little worm out. That's his protein. Yeah. I would rather eat probably a juicy, delicious, tender steak or something, but hey, you got to survive. You're on the desert, right? So, my point is that a lot of these types of ways to survive. If I was on the desert, that's what I'm going to tell you. Okay, if I was on the desert and if I was going to take a nice little vacation or something, and I would just load up my car full of nothing but stuff to go camping with, and my tent, water jug, extra food. Got to have extra food when you're in the desert. You never know how long you might get stranded there. I would put some pretzels. I would put bubble gum, Snickers, candy bars, granola bars, sesame seeds, Fritos, potato chips, crunch them up real small. But wait a minute, you really need to go back to a little bit more healthy eating than that, because if you eat a lot of junk food and you're on the desert, I don't think you're going to survive. So what I would do is get oats, get granola seeds, flax seeds, and carry blankets. You're going to be out there for maybe a week. No, let's take that. Let's say 2 days. 2 days, that's it. Then I want to come back home, okay? I'm going to try this. Sandals, preferably sandals. I don't like tennis shoes. And I have to get my hair done on Friday, so I won't be able to stay that long on the desert. So technically, I would love to give a tour of us going on the desert. Anybody wanting to go with me, email me, and we will try to plan our trip with just going out there for 2 days, girls. We need one scout to lead us, because I'm not going to be leading us. I'm going to be a part of the, the crew, the people to be there just to be chauffeured around, because I'm not going to be out there just getting myself all busted up, walking on the desert with thorns and all this. So basically, if you are a scout and you're well versed with the desert, we could actually start my reality show along with how to survive the divas on the desert. I like that. So let's put our head together, girls, on if you'd like to join Marilyn with this adventure, just email me and we could get one dependable, smart guy, preferably someone who has knowledge of the desert and can read a map. I don't know how to read a map. So this will be a nice thing for us to get ready to do as well. But email me and let me know what you think, and we can go from there.